James Harden's season debut is as a Clipper. Los Angeles in New York to take on the Knicks. First quarter, Harden dominated up to Russell Westbrook, who he's now been teammates with 3 times over. Second quarter, Harden getting to his spot and showing you that he still got the wicked jump shot. The bearded one with the crossover and that patented pull-up three-pointer is money. Lefty on lefty crime. Harden showing you that he still got the grind. Harden did get the start, by the way, for Los Angeles in his debut. 6 of 9 from the field. He had 17 points and 6 assists. The Clippers are up by 3. Second half. The New York Knickerbocker lefties got something to say about this one. It's Julius Randle. And then Jalen Brunson over to R.J. Barrett, who attacks the rim and gets the bucket over the long reach of Ivica Zubac. Back to the Randle show. He's been struggling to find his shot thus far this season. Did not struggle against the Clippers. Randle led the Knicks in scoring with 27 points. Here's Harden again with a deep three-pointer. As the third quarter is nearing its ending, it's the Clippers up by 3. In the fourth, it's all Knickerbockers. Josh Hart nails the 3. And then off of the Norman Powell turnover, Barry gets out and throws it down. Game starting to get away from Los Angeles. Randall's gonna spot up and knock it down. He was 3 for 8 from the three-point line. 14-point lead in favor of the home team. Clippers need a bucket. Harden gives them a turnover. It's Brunson to Josh Hart. Juice counts. James gonna have to wait at least one more game to get his first win as a Los Angeles Clipper. His squad loses 111-97 in his debut. Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat hosting the former Heat, LeBron James, and the Los Angeles Lakers. Can you believe it's been nearly 10 years since LeBron left Miami? He's no longer in his athletic prime, but man, this dude is still really, really good. Some would argue many facets of his game even better than it was when he left Miami. LeBron fading away, burying the deuce. Other end we go is Jimmy Butler for sure. Probably got fouled, it wasn't called. Butler's a tough man, still scores the bucket. Other end, Anthony Davis, throwdown, easily. Tyler Hero, crossover, pull-up jump, easily. Let's continue this trend of easy money. It's LeBron in transition, easy. We're tied at 49. We're still in the second. It's Butler off the dish from Bam Adebayo, who just did everything for Miami in this basketball game. Adebayo had 10 assists. Heat up a deuce. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We didn't get to game 10, and the Anthony Davis injury saga has begun with the Lakers this year. More on him in a sec. AD's gonna hang around. You clearly see him grimacing a little bit. It's a hip spasm that he's dealing with now. He stay in the game for now as Austin Reeves throws down the putback jam off the LeBron miss. Third quarter, a couple of LeBron James jams. Here's the iconic tomahawk, and then the king ain't done. LeBron getting out in transition and doing what he has done so many times in his career, especially in that building. LeBron, another throwdown. Adebayo's like, I don't care what LeBron's doing. I'm working on my own grind. And then Butler on the same type of time. Jimmy B scores a team-high 28. Adebayo goes 22 points, 20 rebounds, 10 assists. Davis is going to go to the bench, tried to play through the pain, would end up sitting it down for the remainder of this one. It's up to LeBron to lead the Lakers to a win pretty much by his lonesome. I don't want to shortchange Austin Reeves. He was really good in this one as well, as you see him get the bucket there. Lakers hanging around. They're still down 9. Look at this play from LeBron. That patented chase down block. Tyler Hero. Why would you try? Why would you try? Heat, though, still out in control. Hero's like, let me back up a little bit and get away from that dude at the rim. Tyler nails the 3. Heat up by 8. Lakers got fight left in them because LeBron said so. The king down low probably outweighs Josh Richardson by 40 pounds. He shows you all of it right there. Lakers are down a point in the closing seconds. They go to LeBron. LeBron goes to the rim, kicks it out to Cam Reddish. Been one of the stories of LeBron's career. When he attacks and he's double late in games, do you want him to shoot or do you want him to kick it to the open man? To me, if it's Kyle Korver sitting in that corner, I'm good with him passing. Cam Reddish, nah, I want LeBron trying to score over 2. He passes. Lakers lose by a point. Are we witnessing the birth of the NBA's next superstar? Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves hosting the NBA's best thus far, Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics. We kicked this highlight off with the NBA's richest man, Jaylen Brown. Got the bag this offseason and showing that Boston faithful that he's worth every penny. The poster jam on Rudy Gobert. I try not to overreact to poster dunks involving Gobert because he does attempt to block a lot of shots. We got to at least acknowledge that in this equation. Edwards and Tatum exchange buckets early. Let's acknowledge that both of these dudes are phenomenal basketball players. And Kristaps Porzingis, a little don't mind if I do throw it up. It counts, plus the foul. Man, he's off to a great start as a Boston Celtic. Edwards using the left, going right at Al Horford. AE had himself a game. Trust and believe, we're just getting started. It's Edwards out in transition. He's admitted in the past that he doesn't like dunking the basketball. He much more would prefer just to lay it up. He throws it down plus the foul. Tatum on the other end, a grown man deuce. And then Tatum extending his range over the long reach of Naz Reid. Tatum had 32 points. We got a tight one midway through the fourth. It's AE for 3. Minnesota's up a deuce. Closing seconds of the fourth. Celtics put the ball in the hands of Jaylen Brown. What can Brown do for you? He can score 26 points, but he needed that one to go to help his squad win in regulation. We go to overtime, and in the extra period, it was all AE, which was a good thing for Minnesota. Edwards goes 38 points, 9 rebounds, even had the audacity to dish out 7 assists. The T-Wolves go to a place that many don't. They give the Celtics a regular season L. Jamal Murray sending it out for the Denver Nuggets as they continue their quest to repeat. The New Orleans Pelicans are in the building. A tasty early season matchup from Colorado features the best player in basketball doing what the best player does, Nikola Jokic, causing havoc for New Orleans. But the Pelicans got some guys that concoct that thing too now. Jordan Hawkins, the rookie, looking like all that and then some. CJ McCollum, get well soon, out with a collapsed lung. Hawkins did his best to replace him. He had 31 points. Now, you see that dynamic duo in New Orleans going to work. It's Ingram and Zion with grown man buckets. Pelicans got the lead as we go into the locker room. Third quarter. How about the block from AG on Jonas Valanciunas? And then Gordon finding Michael Porter Jr., who doesn't pass too often, and for good reason, he nails the 3. Look at Jokic with the dime, then he gets it back. Reggie Jackson could have finished that. Jokic, probably a better option. The big fella throws it down. Just like that, Denver's right back in the thick of things. It's Jokic in transition. Fouling him does nothing. He still scores. Denver's out in front. Fourth quarter. Nuggets got their own new secret weapon. Julian Strawther had a really good preseason, continuing that excellent play when it really counts. Strawther had 21 points. Nuggets have all of a sudden gained full control of this game. Timeout. Pelicans. It ain't gonna do no good because now you got your best player turning into a freaking point guard. The center, Jokic with the steal and the lob for the alley. And then little boy day tomorrow, it's Nikola Jokic and one. This all a part of a 35-point, 12 assists, 14 rebound night. Just business for Jokic and the Nuggets. They win by 18. Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks are on the road. They're in Brooklyn, taking on the Nets. First quarter, Giannis with the steal. Get out of the way. A train is coming. Greek Freak throws it down. How about Damian Lillard with the steal? Is he going to try to pull a Giannis? Is he going to throw it down? Oh, a much more graceful finish from Dame Dollar. We know his money is from that three-point line and deeper. Speaking of from that three-point line, we got to have more conversations about the great play of the young legend Cam Thomas. Cam been lighting everybody up. The Bucks were no different. Cam goes for 45 points in this game, including a deep Dame Lillard S3 with Dame in his grill. Cam puts the Nets up by 8. What is wrong with this young man? Bucks respond. Jay Crowder with a not as deep, but still count the same, quarter 3. And then as we close out the third, how about this play from Campaign lobbing it up to Giannis? That bad boy had to be reviewed because Giannis can't interfere if it was a shot on its way to the rim. After review, you can clearly see that it was not. That bucket counts. That's an alley-oop. Bucks take the lead, fourth quarter. Dorian Finney-Smith, no. You know who will score it if you give him an opportunity. Thomas, yes. Bucks down 3, under 5 to go. Giannis gets a second look and does not disappoint. 36 points, 12 rebounds for the Greek Freak. Dame added 21. It's a tight one down the stretch. Bridges with the grown man tough juice, not to be outdone by Chris Middleton. Remember me? He responds with a deuce of his own. Back and forth action we got. Bridges got one more in the chamber. He pulls up and nails it to tie this game up at 123. When it's winning time, though, the Bucks call on their former finals MVP Giannis, and the Greek Freak delivers one more again. The final in this one, 129-125 in favor of the Milwaukee Bucks. They win a tight one.
Knicks by 14. Pass deflected and stolen by Robinson.
His third steal of the game.
Brunson to Hart. Hart, the layup is good. Mitchell.
Welcome to another episode of the Who's Ferro podcast. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. As you can kind of see, we decided to split up some of the episodes because we knew we didn't have any games last night. So the way I did it was I skipped a night, and now obviously we're all caught up as we get ready for Wednesday night hoops. So as you saw Monday night, James Harden in his first game as a Los Angeles Clipper didn't go so bad for him from a scoring standpoint. He was 6 of 9 from the field, had 17 points, but as a team, it clearly is going to take some time for these four superstars from a popularity standpoint, and James, Russ, Paul George, and Kawhi to figure it out. And I would argue still, elite talents in Kawhi and Paul George and James, and Russ is still in that ballpark. It's going to take some time for all these four dudes to figure it out on the court together. And poor Ivica Zubac's got to do all the rebounding for all these dudes. After the loss, James Harden said this on his Clippers debut: I felt kind of weird out there, but just not really having a preseason game or an opportunity. I want y'all to highlight the word opportunity. That's what your boy Ferro going to attack, to participate in the full training camp or none of that. It was just being out there and just basically winging it, trying to go off my basketball instincts and what I've been doing for the last few years or whatnot. I just went out there and played and thinking the game and trying to make the game easier for everybody else, is what Harden said on his Clippers debut. They did lose to the Knicks at the Garden. That's a spectacle, by the way, to be able to see Harden in his first game in New York, his partner, Lil Baby, on the court, which we're going to speak about in a second here. You know, Harden said he didn't have the opportunity to participate in full training camps. And I want to be fair to like athletes, because oftentimes you're catching dudes after a loss, their emotions are high. They just went to war, especially in like football and hockey, right? You just went to war, physical combat. I'm not the guy that always takes athletes at their word after a post-game presser. That's why you have publicists. You know, generally speaking, you want these entertainers, these talents, these athletes to be able to have some coaching and training. They're paid the big bucks because of what they do on the court, on the field, not necessarily as much as how they verbalize their thoughts, right? That's why you go get a publicist, especially when you're at the level like a James Harden. Now, oftentimes you get guys that are just very well spoken, like a Michael Jordan, like a Kobe Bryant, where you could tell, oh, that's just really them. Like, they probably got publicists as well, but a lot of that is just them being intelligent dudes. But that's just that you don't see that every day. Most dudes, most entertainers, most athletes, they need publicists. And I bring it up to say, I'm not going to take Harden too much at his word, but using the term, I didn't have the opportunity to participate in a full training camp is a lie. That is a lie. He did have an opportunity to participate in a training camp. He decided to go at it with the Sixers general manager, Daryl Morey, who he had history with, a rapport with back with the Houston Rockets. He called him out, remember, on his press run in China right before training camp. Harden did have an opportunity to participate in a training camp in preseason games. He decided not to pout and get his way, which is a trade. All I'm saying is because Harden pretty much got an extra month and a half off from everybody else in the NBA, to me, the expectations got to be, bruh, you got to be ready to go. Like, you done pouted and pouted. This is Harden's fourth team, y'all, in 22 months. Like, I don't look at him as a guy coming off of an injury. Let's say Kawhi Leonard started the season late. Well, Kawhi is injured. We know this dude was coming off of a torn ACL last year, right? Kawhi not being available until the beginning of November, because I think that it was Kawhi's situation, right? That's different to me because he literally was trying to wrap it up and get back to the court. Harden was just wilding and having the time of his life in his offseason, which ain't nobody tripping about. But he had the opportunity to participate in the training camp and preseason games. He just opted not to because he was trying to go above and beyond to get traded. Now, many will say, bruh, he had to do all he needed to do to get to the point where the Sixers would trade him. I hear you. That ain't completely wrong, by the way. All I'm saying is I don't like when Harden puts it out there like, man, I was denied the opportunity to be in the preseason. Now, I didn't have an opportunity to be in training camp. That's why I didn't look the greatest version of myself. It felt weird out there. That's not true. You had the opportunity. You was just trying to get out of Philadelphia by any means necessary, which I ain't knocking. I'm just saying that's not completely true. And I don't even knock the reporters for trying to go back at the athletes of today. If we're being honest, y'all, man, I got to call a spade a spade. A lot of the reporters on the beat, they just trying to make it to the next level. Y'all seen how much it costs to buy a bag of chicken? Everybody don't got the clout to be going back at James Harden, an athlete that you clearly see Steve Ballmer, the Clippers owners, about to invest a lot of money and resources in, which what I believe at least. Everybody ain't got the clout to be going back and forth with a $40 million athlete. That's one reason why I feel like the NBA misses Stephen A. Smith on the beat. Stephen A. was a guy that really did. I'm talking about before he became a debater and commentator on First Take. When he was a reporter, Stephen A. used to go back at these dudes. I'm serious. Go look it up. It's all over. You go look it up on YouTube. Stephen A. and a few other reporters and columnists, they would actually be in these press rooms combating and going back at Allen Iverson and some of the things that Tracy McGrady and Kobe Bryant would say in interviews when they thought it was BS, and Shaq. When they knew Shaq was out partying the night before, they would go back at these athletes for some of the things they say. A lot of these reporters, though they got followers and you think they got all the clout in the world, they can't do that. Everybody not Adrian Wojnarowski or Shams Charania. And even those dudes don't do it like that because they got personal relationships with team personnel, with agents, like with owners at this level. Like, you don't really see people going back and combating ridiculous statements like the one Harden made in his debut as the Clippers lost to the New York Knickerbockers.
Remember, the Lakers are very banged up. Rui Hachimura and Jackson Hayes among the players who are not available tonight. 2 on nobody for the Lakers. A little better matchup for the Lakers because Miami is not a great offensive rebounding team. It's not necessarily a priority for them. Oh, LeBron James.
LeBron James then caused a big old debate about his career as LeBron James returned to Miami. Though LeBron is appreciative of his time as a Heat, be clear, LeBron thinks he would have turned into the player that he has become even if Miami were not attached to his legacy. He told ESPN, I think I still will be at this level no matter what if I came here or not. Let's not get it twisted. The 4 years I was here, it was amazing. I love everything about it. I love this franchise. This franchise is top tier. It's one of the best franchises in the world. But as far as my career was going to be my career as far as individually because I know how much I put into the game and I know how much I strive to be as great as I can be. And LeBron even doubled down on his belief and his confidence in his game and what he's accomplished. On Twitter, he said, "You're damn right I will still be. I'm the chosen one. Ain't nothing changing that. Maybe less rings, but dominant from start to finish." Shannon Sharp went on to First Takes airwaves and didn't hold back on disagreeing with LeBron. And he was joined by his former co-host, Skip Bayless, who was over on Undisputed on the same type of time. Let's read a little bit what Skip said. He said, as a player, LeBron was going to be great. Miami was the perfect place to be at a young age. Dwayne Wade was the brother that LeBron needed. And Stephen A., alongside Shannon Sharp, was not as nice as Skip was, ironically, on his critique of what LeBron had to say about his career. He said, "What the hell is wrong with you, LeBron? Do you understand the greatness of a Hall of Famer by the name of Dwayne Wade? He was a great player. He was a great leader because he got to Miami and learned how to be a champion. He's been unstoppable since." So this is interesting to me, right? Because LeBron James made that comment and pretty much said, hold on, y'all. Y'all forgetting how great I am. Y'all know what I put into my body. Like, I was going to be him no matter what. See, y'all take LeBron's comments way too far. He got Stephen A. in a tiffy. Some people were like, yo, Shannon's so mad. The clutch sports checks must ain't clear this month. I'm playing, but y'all know what they mean. Shannon is a guy that always defends LeBron James. You know, and Skip Bayless is always going to go the opposite. By the way, just a side note here, I bet that was one of the few times where Stephen A. and Shannon, they wish they had Skip Bayless on the same show as them. I don't even care about the network, but on a day like that, when LeBron makes a comment like that, I bet that was one of the first times Shannon missed being next to Skip, right? And you know, just because you know it's going to do great views because you know Skip's position on LeBron. I just had to put that out there. Anywho, to what LeBron said, I don't take LeBron serious in most of his post-game pressers, really in interviews in general. And the reason why I say that is because I know LeBron lies. Like, y'all got to understand who I am as a person, right? I have always been good at catching people in lies. That's my little thing. Let me tell y'all something. Like, this is just Ferro speaking here, and I don't like using this often. Y'all want to know why I don't lie often? Listen, y'all, I promised, I right hand to the man above. Some people are okay at lying. Some people are bad at lying. Some people are good at lying. Listen to me, y'all. I am a great liar. I'm a great liar. Like, I can spin you. I can lie. Like, I've always been great at lying. I think through every step of the way the lie can be debunked. I know how to lie. And I don't lie because of that. Because I'm too good of it, and I'm going to get myself in trouble. I'm too good of a liar. I can spin you. Ironically, one of my closest friends, it's a real story, he cut me off, one of my partners that I grew up with, he cut me off because he got mad because he couldn't lie to me. Because the other side of me being a great liar was I got LiDAR. Anybody know somebody that got LiDAR? I can always debunk a lie. I always can debunk a lie. I am not the person to lie to. I BS you not, me and my wife, when we go to dinner with another couple and the couple says something at the table, I'm not going to call them out there on the spot more times than not. But when I get back in the car with wifey, when we get back home, wherever, I'm going to say, you know what? That was a lie. A couple weeks later, someone come out, whatever the case may be. Oh, yeah. Baby, by the way, I was meaning to tell you, you were right about them lying. It's what my wife would tell me. She'd be like, yo, dang, how did you know? You said that too. You told me that they were lying. I got LiDAR, y'all. I got LiDAR. Some people got different type of radars. They can tell when somebody stinks even before they met them. They can tell the people who gonna have bad breath. They can tell the people that's gonna have good intimacy, good sex, good all. I got LiDAR. I know for a fact when somebody's lying. Obviously, I can always be wrong. More times than not, I'm not. One of my friends cut me off and he literally told me, I'm cutting you off because I want to lie and I can't lie to you. You always catch me about lies. And he didn't feel good about himself being cool with me because he couldn't get away with his lies. It's a quick story. Sorry, y'all. Anyway, LeBron lies a lot. And by the way, my friend's not rich to the best of my knowledge. I don't know because we don't talk anymore because he cut me off because he's mad that he could lie to me. My friend's not rich. At least I don't think he's rich. LeBron's a rich man. By the way, if I was a billionaire, after a game in which I didn't play in the NBA for 21 years, I'm rich. If we're being honest, I can retire tomorrow. My legacy is my legacy. The only thing I can really do at this point is play with my son and win another championship or two to try to, add to the LeBron, the Michael Jordan LeBron debates, right? That's really all LeBron can do. But when we're talking about random games in November, random games in January, like LeBron's not going to be 1,000% keen on all of these nights as a billionaire. Like Michael Jordan just became a billionaire a few years ago. You think Mike would have been locked in? You could barely keep him locked in as a player in the 90s, and he was nowhere close to a billionaire. He was getting cheated out of money. He was the face of Nike, all that stuff, probably the most recognizable face in the country in the 90s. But, I mean, he was nowhere near as rich and as plugged in as LeBron is right now. That's just the truth of the matter. LeBron's business has been phenomenal. He's going to lie in November, y'all. I'm sorry. He's going to lie. And by the way, I ain't mad at him for lying. I am not mad at LeBron for lying. You can go on Twitter any given day and type in LeBron lies, and you will see compilation of compilation. You can do it on YouTube as well, of LeBron lying. He has always lied. We be looking at him with these books that he say he be reading. He always on page one of those books. When you ask him about his favorite movies, I think it's like Scarface, something like that, he can't tell you 5 quotes from the damn movie. You want to know why? He be lying. LeBron be lying. And I said all that to say, when I heard that comment from LeBron, it was one of those ones that sounds great. I love Miami. I loved my time as a Heat. But I would have been the player that I was going to be and still this great no matter what. That is one of those I covered all my bases type of comments, right? I covered the Miami Heat. I don't want no bad blood there. They're probably going to retire his jersey, by the way, right? So, like, I don't want no bad blood there. I don't want no bad blood with that organization. I don't want no bad blood with my legacy that I care about dearly. He said I was going to be the player that I was always going to be. Now, some would argue that he maybe took a shot at Dwayne Wade. I don't look at it as that, but that's what Stephen A was kind of saying. Yo, you're not giving your friend Dwayne Wade enough credit for what he provided to your legacy. I don't know. That's an interesting one for me. I don't know if I sit on that hill with people. The reason why I don't know if I'm there with y'all with the Dwayne Wade maybe was a good person to LeBron personally. Like, maybe they had some things. I got to think, man, D-Wade was having a time of his own. Like, Dwayne Wade was missing a lot of games during LeBron's tenure in Miami. He couldn't stay healthy. I mean, man clearly was wilding out here. From what I know, LeBron to be a faithful dude, Dwayne Wade was wilding while LeBron was in Miami. I ain't going to go too, y'all know what I'm just saying. Like, we do give Dwayne Wade a lot of credit for LeBron and his legacy. And I'm not saying D-Wade don't deserve some of it, but I be kind of like trying to put in my mind, let's give Dwayne the credit for maybe getting LeBron sold on the Miami Heat thing. But once LeBron got there, as long as he knew he had his brothers to his left and his right, we know how the Cleveland run in it. I don't know if we give Dwayne Wade too much credit or just enough. I don't know. That's just me personally, but I'm not shocked that LeBron told that lie to ESPN, because he lies. And I think LeBron and his team have a construct of what they want his legacy to be. And no matter what really happened, they're sticking with that. And I ain't even mad at that. They paint narratives and they stick to those narratives. That's just the truth of LeBron's legacy. That's not being too hard on him. That is just what it is. I love LeBron like anybody else. LeBron, one of my favorite athletes ever. One of my faves. Not my favorite, but one definitely in that top realm for sure. But LeBron be lying at the post-game presses. We know that.
Edwards spinning, putting it up, and in fuego!
You got to love the competitive spirit of Anthony Edwards as he led his Minnesota Timberwolves to a big-time win against Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics in overtime, giving Boston their first defeat of the season, might I add. AE was asked about, his matchup with Tatum, and he said that Tatum was talking some smack to him during overtime, and AE's response to Tatum talking some smack to him was like, I play defense, I just got 5 fouls, and I love Edwards and his approach to the game of basketball. Y'all know I've been on the record of saying I think AE is a tad bit immature, but once he figures it out, like, this dude is him. And I've been on the record of saying that. Y'all know we did the video to begin the season in which I told y'all a list of 10 guys that I believe could be the best player in the world one day. And Anthony Edwards was on that short list of guys that I believe can be the best basketball players in the world. I stand by that. Not sure if he will or not, but he's got the game to be that. He's got the jump shot. He's got the athleticism, all that great stuff. And y'all remember last season I told y'all I don't know what's the ceiling for the Minnesota Timberwolves, but I said the day that Anthony Edwards surpassed his Karl Anthony Towns as Minnesota's best player, I think that's when the day that Minnesota becomes a legit contender out west. Now, they're off to a pretty decent start this year. I got to be honest with y'all. Edwards has surpassed Cat a lot quicker than I thought. I knew he was coming, but I didn't know he was coming this quickly. Pause that, please. Cat is averaging about 16 points a game. If I'm not mistaken, he's shooting like 26% from three, about 6 attempts a game. Let's keep in mind, Karl Anthony Towns is going to make $60 million in a couple years' time here in Minnesota. They gave him probably one extension too many, if I'm being honest with you guys, because now they're kind of pigeonholed. And I think it's one thing to be paying a guy that's averaging like 24 and 12, $60 million. And we start getting into the 16, 17-point Rams. Even when I'm chopping up highlights, how often when y'all see me do Minnesota highlights, how often are we showing Karl Anthony Towns highlights? He usually gets like maybe one play a game now, one dunk a game now in my highlights. It's mostly Anthony Edwards threes in my game recaps, and that's by design. I mean, the fans are talking to me. The fans want to see more Edwards than they do Cat, and we're being honest, Edwards gives me more moments a game than Cat. I'll take it a step further. One thing I've seen from Edwards, a lot of people don't know this about your boy Ferro. This is one of my secrets I'm giving y'all right now. I got like a little hidden thing that I like to do at night. This ain't freaky, y'all. So all you freaks out there, this ain't freaky. I ain't getting freaky on y'all now. Your boy Ferro is, I'm not getting freaky on y'all. I like to watch the Madden streamers. So I am a fan of some of the NFL, the guys that play the NFL Madden. And one guy that I watch occasionally, I don't know much about him, but his name is Ciabatta Mitch. I like what he does with Madden streams. I've seen him play a couple times over. He's the guy that's screaming at the screen. He's usually doesn't got a shirt on. He's doing his thing, right? He's doing his thing. And I've noticed that he plays Anthony Edwards in Madden sometime. And I bring this up for a reason. I be seeing Edwards go into this competitive spirit. We know Edwards used to play football. I see him showing a lot of passion in anything he does, even if it's Madden, right? He be playing Ciabatta on live stream, and Edwards be pissed when he loses, right? Like I'm saying, I think all that stuff translates, right? Like the stories we hear about Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, they want to win at everything, especially Mike. Like he just wanted to win at everything. If they were playing toss, he wanted your last dollar. Like if they were playing like little spin the bottle game, whatever the case may be, bottle flip games, he wanted to win. He wanted to take your last. It wasn't about money because he was already up. He wanted your last. He wanted it off you. And I look at Anthony Edwards as coming from that same kind of cloth. He wanted to be the best in the world. I don't know if he wanted that 2-3 years ago. I think this is a new want from AE. The guy said he would, I believe he would play football if he thought it was more lucrative than basketball. The guy just so happens to be really good at basketball, but now I'm starting to see him really like encapsulate those gifts that God gave him, and he is a heck of a basketball player. Now, I don't know what you do with Cat in the midst of AE becoming this great dude, because I don't know if they fit together. I don't know. I don't think their games are compatible. We talk about Karl Anthony Towns. I always felt like the Golden State Warriors could do some really great things with Cat, but they've went in different directions. They, obviously got Jonathan Kuminga. They just paid Draymond. They got Clay's contract coming down the pipeline. I don't think they're in the running for Cat anymore, but he is a guy that I looked at, and I looked at the Warriors as a team that I could see Minnesota moving off of him in favor of somebody. I'm looking at Cat, and he seems to be the odd man out. I'm even looking at Rudy Gobert, and I think he fits a little better with AE this year than previously. I don't know where Cat fits in the fold, but he doesn't have a choice but to get the heck out the way because Anthony Edwards is coming. He ain't afraid of Jason Tatum or anybody else in the league. I love the competitive nature that he got going right now.
Races. Give it to KCP. Down the middle of Jokic. Pandemonium. Here at Ball Arena. Come on.
And the energy.
Loose ball. Nuggets have it. Second chance. Jokic has it. Coming in. Put it up. And a foul. Nuggets.
Nikola Jokic at 35 points, 12 assists, 14 rebounds in the Nuggets' big-time victory. He has now passed by Jason Kidd. And guess who? LeBron James for fourth all-time on the triple-doubles list with 108. It was Jokic's third triple-double of the season. If we're being honest, he had 2 straight games in which he had double-digit rebounds, obviously double-digit points, and he had 9 assists. So he probably could have passed LeBron and J. Kidd a week ago. He's getting 9 assists often, so he's missing it by 1. The Nuggets be beating up on people, so that's kind of hurting him at this point in his career. I mean, if you look at the amount of games that Jokic has played versus LeBron, who's got 108 at age 38, I mean, it's not even close. Jokic ain't even 30 yet. He only trails Magic, Oscar, and Russell Westbrook on the all-time triple-doubles list. You know, the thing is with Russ plays now with not only Kawhi, Paul George, and Harden. Kawhi, PG, and Harden are all capable of getting 10 assists in any given game they play in. Kawhi obviously doesn't do it often, and Paul George doesn't do it frequently either at this point in his career. Harden can do it any given night. I know Russ has a lot of weapons, but my concern is he ain't going to be on the ball as much. There is a world, depending on how long Jokic decides to play this thing called basketball professionally in the NBA, there is a world in which Jokic ends up being the NBA's all-time triple-doubles leader. Again, I don't know if that's something he even desires. The Denver Nuggets are in their prime right now. We obviously know one day they will not be as great as they are right now. You know, guys get signed by other teams, all that great stuff. When you're winning championships, guys go get bags, guys go get egos. But for right now, Jokic is clicking on all cylinders. And I am wondering just how far he wants to take this triple-doubles thing, because you got to think, like, even a guy like LeBron, I don't think he's ever going to catch Jokic again. Like, I don't think this is going to be a thing where just because Jokic only has one more triple-double than LeBron, it's going to be like, okay, this week LeBron has a couple triple-doubles. This week Jokic has. I don't think LeBron's going to ever catch Jokic again. I do not believe that. And it really just comes down to how long Jokic wants to play. Y'all got to think, right? Like, think about this. We start these triple-double conversations with the big O, and we're like, man, ain't nobody going to ever catch Oscar Robertson. And then LeBron comes around, and then, you know, I don't think we really look at Jason Kidd as a guy that ever had the opportunity to catch Oscar, right? And I remember Jason Kidd as a New Jersey net. I remember how great he was. I never looked at him as a guy that was going to ever catch Oscar. LeBron, I did. Actually, LeBron was the guy to me that kind of changed the standard of what we look at from the forward. Like, I feel like he made it so we look at a forward from the 3 and 4 spot to get us 7-8 assists. We do from some of the premium forwards in the league. LeBron is the 28 and 8 guy. Ironically, I think he's averaged that pretty much his entire career, somewhere along the lines of that, right? So, like, I thought LeBron had a chance, and then Westbrook comes out of nowhere, and then once Kevin Durant leaves Westbrook, I'm like, oh, yeah, Westbrook's definitely going to get – once Westbrook realized that could be his thing, that legacy-defining thing, because he knew he wasn't going to win a championship once KD left, I was like, ain't nobody going to catch Westbrook. But now, it's crazy. Jokic is in a spot where if he wants to be that dude, he will creep up on Westbrook, and it does not appear Westbrook's going to get another opportunity with another team to be that guy. Y'all let me know, do y'all think Nikola Jokic will surpass Westbrook on the all-time triples-doubles? Or just for anybody out there, Westbrook has 198 triple-doubles. So, I mean, at the pace that Jokic is on with 108, he could probably, do it in, 4 years? 5 years? Like, he could do it and still be like 32, 33 years of age. Y'all let me know if y'all think Jokic will end up doing that incredible feat that I thought was going to be renamed after Westbrook. I don't know if it is anymore.
Bridges, get it in. Thomas, shot clock down to 1. Thomas, that's a bomb! Oh, Cam Thomas is not human!
After Cam Thomas's 45-point night, Mikal Bridges said Cam is a certified bucket. He's honestly our best scorer, and he gets to it. It's good to have another guy out there that can just get to it. He scores at will. Anytime, can get a 3 off, get to the paint, get to the rim, the midi. He's definitely great for us. Mikal said that, but I don't know if he means that, man. I really don't, because the thing that I have been following, and I just told y'all this the previous episode, was this Cam Thomas and Brooklyn Nets story is fascinating to me. Check out my previous video about it, but I am interested to see how the Brooklyn Nets handle Cam Thomas. He's a walking bucket, but he is just a walking bucket. In today's game, we expect our scorers to make other guys better. And to me, Cam Thomas doesn't make anybody else better. He's kind of a liability on defense as well, but he can score with the best of them. And I know it's getting crazy with Cam and the buckets that he's getting, because remember, there used to be a time when 45 points from Cam Thomas would lead any NBA wire, any NBA site, right? But it doesn't anymore, because we're used to him being a walking bucket. He's just kind of going through the motions, killing guys, just tearing guys up around the league. But it doesn't feel like this is manifested into a team wanting to go out and get. Because why wouldn't a team go trade for Cam right now? Why wouldn't you? He's out there dropping points with the best of them right now. He's got to be in the top 7, top 5 in scoring right now. I hadn't even looked at the list yet. He's got to be top 5 in scoring. He's scoring with the best of them right now. But you don't hear any motion around Cam Thomas getting a $100 million payday. But guys capable of going out and getting 30 points a night, doesn't have a history of injuries. Why is Cam Thomas not getting that allure around his name? And I think it's because guys like Mikal Bridges are lying. He said he's honestly our best scorer, and he gets to it, and it's good to have another guy out there that can get to it. He's pretty much, being a great teammate is what Mikal's doing. He's saying, he's great for us, man. He's great for us. I don't know if he believes that, because I don't know if NBA players want to play with a guy that's tunnel vision. And that is what Cam Thomas is. He's tunnel vision. He was lighting Dame's ass up. I'm just being honest with y'all. Like, I don't know how this story unfolds for Cam Thomas, but I am fascinated by it. I know he is giving Ben Simmons the business at practice. Boy, if I could be a fly on the wall at practice and see him lighting up Ben Simmons, I would love to see that. Y'all let me know the Cam Thomas story. I think is one of the best NBA stories we got going on. Let me know how y'all believe it ends. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, and support. It's what your boy will never take for granted. If you enjoyed the great quality content, please make sure you are subscribed to the platform. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Turn the notifications on if you really want more of your boy. We have not been able to boggle down on a time for when the episodes are going to drop. We're just doing the best we can right now. I am a one-man show right now, so when I say we, I'm actually talking about he, and that he is definitely me. So I'm doing the best job I can to get these bad boys out as consistently as I can. Y'all love and support helps me grow, which makes life better and easier for me to be able to do these things at a much more absolute time frame for y'all, which is what y'all deserve, all right? Time, love, and support is what your boy will never take for granted. Salute, subscribe, I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, for building your own thing and doing your own thing.
Why build theirs when I believe I can build my own?
You've already done it, or I wouldn't be here.
I'm already the only elite sports and music journalist in the game today. My goal is simple: to be the best there's ever been. So please don't go. Make sure you subscribe and follow the journey. It truly means everything to me. I tell stories. I talk music. I cover sports. I am culture. I am Ferro.